I have been looking for you, and I'm so glad that I found you. One day when Derek and I were in Barcelona, we hadn't been there for very long and we were still getting used to moving in the city. We were looking for lunch and it was very, very crowded. And we found this one little restaurant that had kind of a line outside, but it didn't look like it was as long as the other lines, and we're sitting there trying to see the menu, and someone comes up to us to ask for money, and that frequently happened in Barcelona, it felt like. So we told him, you know, no, I'm sorry. And Derek and I continued talking about lunch, but he just stayed with me, and I kept feeling my heart prompted toward this young man. He was younger and he seemed pretty thin, and I kept thinking, let's just get him a meal. Let's see if he wants to come and eat with us. And so I suggested that to Derek, and Derek said, well, that sounds like a great idea, but I don't think we could find him. But I thought, well, at least I want to try, because I just felt like there's that little prompting in my heart, maybe from the Lord. And so Derek went inside, I think, to look at the menu and see if he could get us some food. Without thinking about it, I just chose one direction, and we had been in a street that opened into a busier street, and then there was like a kind of plaza area in the other direction, the one that I chose to go in. And when you walked into that, there was just a million directions that you could go in. There were restaurants in the center. You could go off this way along this alley, you could go off this way. There were alleys that broke off everywhere. And so I kind of thought, almost a moment of discouragement of, he's been gone for so many minutes now, maybe I didn't even come the right way. Lord, help me find him. If you have encouragement or anything for me to bring to him from you, help me find him. And so I just kept plowing through all the people, looking around, and then I caught his profile. I could see, he was very far away from me, but I could see that it was him. And so I just tried to keep my eyes on him through all the people as I was navigating my stroller. And I could see him walking up to different tables at this restaurant down the way. And I saw him walking up to one table and it looked like he was talking with them, and then he left. I assume he was asking them for money. And then walk up to another table, and same exchange happened, and he stepped away from them. And then I see the waitress of this restaurant come out and speak with him. I assume she was probably saying, please don't keep bothering our customers. And then I see him go and stand off on the street and just kind of look around for a minute. And I remember thinking at that time, oh, he's discouraged, and I'm getting closer and closer and wondering what I'm gonna say to him when I get there, because I had no idea. I just was running there as fast as I could, and I had no idea what I was actually gonna say when I finally got there. But I felt like the Lord impressed upon my heart to tell him the truth. And so that message just swelled up in my heart, and I made it through the last little burst of people, and I got right in front of him, and I was able to just put my hand on his shoulder, and he looked up and look in his eyes and say, I have been looking for you, and I'm so glad that I found you. And as I looked in his eyes and I told him that, immediately his eyes just filled with tears, and he had to look away, and then he just started wiping away the tears from his eyes, because the message that I gave him at that moment just, I think, went straight to his heart, because really that was a message from the Lord, that he has been looking for him, that he sees him, though nobody else wants him around, though nobody else may desire him, that the Lord does. So I think that just hit that place in his heart, and he just wiping away the tears with his arms and saying, "You're so kind. Why did you come looking for me?" I love how that story puts on display the heart of Jesus, because Jesus is one who knows exactly where to come and find us. He knows exactly the places that are broken and hurting, and he knows exactly what to say to help us receive the love that will heal us. And he's the only one that does. And he also mercifully calls us into the joy of partnering with him to go and find the ones that he loves. I was able to have joy in getting to partner with Jesus in that moment, and Michel was able to have joy in being seen and known by another person, and more so by his Lord.